Hey guys, welcome to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today I'm going to be going over my budget category setup for what will be used in the Budget by Paycheck workbook for 2025. I am setting up my budgets or my categories on this free printable from her website. I want to set this up ahead of time for the last 2 months of 2024 just to kind of rule out any kinks because I've never set up budget categories like this and I've never tracked everything in this way that I plan to do in 2025. So I'm going to be tracking my expenses for November and December and making sure I kind of understand the flow I want to use when I move into the workbook for 2025. So if you want to see me set up the budget categories and kind of talk through my thought process on these, then just keep on watching. Okay, so the idea behind this is that you will have your categories and you will color code them, and then each month what you will do is you will not only have all your expense categories and how much you spent in each tracked in the yearly overview, but then as you're going through your expenses each month, you are documenting them here and you're color coding and highlighting and listing out the category. So this is a good way to see how your spending changes over the year in certain categories. So if there's areas that you want to work on, then you kind of see that trend. And for me, I know I really want to work on like my variable spending. That's kind of the point of why I want to track my expenses like this and why I'm using this workbook this year in 2025. So we're going to set up these categories, and like I mentioned in the intro, I'm doing this here ahead of time just in case I need to make any changes for 2025. I'm giving myself those 2 months to figure it all out. So I did do some pre-planning, and sorry for the angling. I do have to write like sideways basically. So one of the first categories will definitely be grocery. This is one of my variable categories that I do kind of want to focus on bringing that number down. I definitely spend, I think, a little too much in this area, so that's why I want to, track that. So then in the box, you kind of put a description of like what might fall into this category. Obviously, this one is pretty self-explanatory. It's groceries, so I'm just going to put a note, purchases of food at grocery stores. That one, like I said, is pretty self-explanatory. Then the next category, I think I'm gonna have it like categorized as just car. Now, I was a little bit unsure for this category because I don't know if I really want to track like insurance and stuff under this, or maybe just do I know for sure gas. Then I think I'm gonna do car washes because I do get those sometimes, and car maintenance. And then I will also do car registration. The reason for that is usually when my registration rolls around, I just add it as a line item in my budget that month and adjust some other things. I don't do like a sinking fund for this. One thing I did learn about myself through my budgeting journey is that I don't like having a ton of like little sinking funds because I feel like I'm having to spread things a little too thin, and then I don't feel like I'm really making progress. So for me, it works better for these types of things like the registration, which is usually, I would say like $120 a year. I'd rather just have that as a line item in my budget when that time comes and take, maybe just have less for certain savings that month. So I think that's how I'm gonna have this one set up. Then we will do eating out. I am separating this from grocery because again, this is another area that I feel like I'm spending too much in. So I'm gonna just put a note that it's any food or beverage not grocery related. Next we have entertainment. I think my spending in this area is not horrible because for the most part, my husband and I are homebodies, so most of our entertainment is like traveling. That's really where we spend more of our money. I'm gonna have a separate category for that. But we do sometimes, you know, go on like fancier dates to go out to eat, and then we do sometimes have different social activities like concerts or just going out with friends every once in a while. But I don't feel like this category is out of hand. I feel like we do a pretty reasonable amount here. Then let's do, we'll say household. This is another one. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to carry this into 2025. The way I kind of handle like household things is I just budget a certain amount as a line item to go to my like household fund, which covers, you know, mortgage, water, electricity, pet things, cleaning supplies. Like I kind of just pull from there. I don't really like set aside certain money in my, like, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna have it here for now in case I do want to track this. So I'm gonna do cleaning supplies, maintenance. So I think maintenance, I think I spelled that wrong. I'll figure that out for the real thing in the workbook. So I'm gonna have this here just in case, because I think maybe it would be a good idea to see what the spending looks like there, just for like estimate purposes, you know, as you're budgeting. Like maybe I'll need to increase what I'm setting aside for my household fund each month, you know, as time goes by, or maybe I'm spending a little too much. So for now, I'm gonna leave that. And then we'll do pet, vet, which we do have an English bulldog, and he loves to go to the vet, it seems like, because we are constantly taking him for various things. I'll admit I'm also a little bit over paranoid with him, so you know, it is what it is. And we do get him groomed, so I will have that in that category. Then I am going to be doing a beauty category. I currently, as you can tell, don't really get my nails done regularly, but it is something that I do want to do moving forward, just to make myself feel a little more put together and just have that like self-care line item. You know I can do my nails at home. I don't like to, so I think it is something that I can fit into my budget for now, and if I need to reevaluate that at any point, I will. So we're gonna put services. I'll put, I originally had skincare down, but I think I will probably leave that under my like shopping category. So I'm just gonna scratch that out. Hair. So services being like nails, eyebrows, things like that, and then hair. I guess that would technically fall under services, so maybe I'll break this out a little differently in the real thing. Then I will do gift. Obviously, different gift things come up throughout the year, birthdays, Christmas, anniversary, and I'll just put miss holidays, because sometimes, you know, Mother's Day, Father's Day, like all those types of things do have gifts associated a lot of times, so that's that category. Then we do miscellaneous, and I'm just gonna put non-recurring expenses. You know, sometimes you might need pens, or you might just see something in a store and it falls under that. So that's kind of what that is. I'm gonna do travel. That is going to be a big category for me. That, like I said before, that's pretty much what we do as our form of entertainment. So we'd rather skip going out every week to be able to travel a little more frequently. So I'm just gonna put, so purchases related to travel. So that would be like flights, cars, things like that. And then I think I'm gonna track it, just have like a general all expenses pertaining to a trip. So I'm not gonna break out, like if we go on a trip, I'm not gonna break out Uber costs, food costs, souvenir costs. Like I'm just gonna lump it all together as all expenses pertaining to a trip. Then here's, actually hold on, let's do shopping. I'm putting a shopping category because I do set aside money, like spending money. So I'm just gonna have this being like just purchases related to general shopping. And then just put like example, clothing, if I buy any like bags, etc. Then here's where I'm a little bit unsure if I'm going to have, but I'm gonna put it here just for now. So I'm gonna do fixed bills. So I think this is going to be like, you know, car payment, insurance, subscriptions, things like that. And then I also put just recurring fixed expenses. I don't think I will be tracking this on like the actual expense tracker, but in my actual like budget, I might have this just to color code it so I know, and also too to see how that trends over the year in that yearly spending tracker. And then we'll say extra debt. The only debt I have is my car, and I do want to make additional payments this year. I want to pay it off early, so I'm gonna have that as a line item. So let me just make sure I have everything. Okay, this is everything. So then let's go ahead and take highlighters to color code. Like I said, I did pre-plan this, so I kind of have a game plan. So grocery, I'm gonna make this purple color. Then car, I went ahead and put in yellow. Eating out, got pink. Entertainment, I'll do this one. Then let's say this green one for household. Pet, I will do this like light orange. Let's do this like bluish one for beauty. Gift, I will do this like pink color. I'm kind of limited on the colors that I have. There's only so many, so some of them do look a little similar. Like, to be honest with you, this looks pretty close to the purple, but it is different. Then miscellaneous, we'll get this very light. Travel, I will do in the bright pink. Shopping, I guess I'll do this blue. I think it is different than that other one, but definitely similar. Fixed bills, I'll do in gray. actually, let's do extra depth in, this one I think is kind of dry. We'll do it in this green, the bright green. Okay, so that is all of the budget categories for now. So we will see if these stick as I go through the next 2 months and seeing if I need to make any adjustments before 2025. So if you want to see these in action, I'm going to be filming weekly expense tracking. I'm actually about to go ahead and film the first week of November. So if you want to see that, then definitely subscribe and stick around for when that gets uploaded. But that is the budget categories. If you have any questions or any thoughts or any advice, definitely go ahead and comment down below. And if you want to see more content like this and follow my journey into my expense tracking and goal progression for the rest of 2024 through 2025, then go ahead and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.